So I've seen some descriptions online for how you're supposed to use a money belt, and a lot of people are actually teaching the wrong method. Um, some people, the way they're teaching you to use it is only effective against pickpockets, and it won't actually protect you against an armed mugging. And I think that that's the main functional use of a money belt. Um, You can use them to protect yourself against pickpockets only. I prefer to use my front pocket. If for whatever reason you don't have front pockets or you're unable to get front pockets for some reason, then you could use the money belt as an alternative strategy. Uh, Here's the money belt I use. I use this brand called Spy Belt, but there are a lot of great brands. I don't think this is necessarily the best one. When I first started traveling, I would go around with very little money. I wanted to travel for as long as possible, and I really wasn't able to afford to pay for very much. I would get a lot of guest houses for maybe somewhere between 5 to 10 US dollars, even cheaper. I think maybe 3 to 10 US dollars a night. So you almost always go with the cheapest place I could possibly find and try to bargain them down if I could. The tricky thing with doing this is that you can't leave your valuables in your room when you leave because you just can't trust the employees or the owner of the guest house not to steal your stuff or to at least protect your room. So I would actually carry around all my valuables. So my passport, my money, my cards. And this could have been really dangerous if I had been mugged, which I never was. But it would have been dangerous if I'd been mugged and if I hadn't put my stuff in the money belt. I should also point out that I first started traveling in the most dangerous part of the world, Central America, and then the second most dangerous part of the world, South America. So it was a bit. It would not normally be risky to carry around that much money and all the things I need. But here was the strategy I used, and this is how you're supposed to use a money belt. So you can fit your passport in here. The other thing I'd point out is that this strategy also is extremely effective. If even if you're going to, maybe nicer guest houses where they're not going to steal your stuff, even if you go to these nicer guest houses, you still might want to use this money belt when you're moving from city to city. Uh, Even if you leave your stuff in your guest house, you still are vulnerable while you're getting to your new destination. So I can fit the passport in here fairly easily. This is my wallet here. Got some money. Let me put some more. I'm gonna get some more money here. So here's some money. So I wouldn't want to, like, right now. This is about 270 Canadian dollars, right? So I wouldn't want to walk around with this much money. I used to walk around everywhere in Central America with 300 USD because I just had it as just in case if there was something wrong, something went wrong with my credit card, my debit card. It was good to have that extra money in case if I lost it or something. So you don't want to carry that around in your normal wallet. You would either leave that in your guest house if you had a nice place, or if you don't have a nice place, you put it in your money belt. Fits in. I had to fold it because Canadian bills are a little bit tough. Most countries you don't have to fold it, you just put it in. So it goes in there. Then I'm going to take the cards here that I really can't afford to lose. My Visa, my debit card, and I'm going to put it in here. It all fits pretty easily. Zip it up, right? Here's some money that I keep. You want to have enough money to buy some meals, last yourself a couple days. So I'll put this money into the wallet. I've also got some coins, right? And then the other stuff I keep in here, here's an ID, which isn't really worth anything, so I don't mind losing it. Maybe you could, if you have an ID that you really need, you could put it in your money belt. I got a transit card from Vancouver, a couple gym passes. You can put whatever you want here, some gift cards. Make it look like it's a real wallet. And so then if someone tries to mug you, you know, you're walking around at night or anytime really, and you're in a dangerous country, and then, you know, a couple of guys come up to you with a gun, you can just hand them this, right? Don't hand them this. They might ask you to pull up your pocket, so you might have to actually you might have to give them your phone if you're carrying that around with you. If you bring a phone, when I went on this trip, I didn't have a phone or a computer, so this was all I could have lost, unless they made me take off my shirt. But I think they're usually in a hurry when they're mugging you. Like they don't want to make a scene. So if you take off your shirt, it's just the whole thing would look really weird. It'd be really suspicious. So maybe I've never heard of that happening. It could, maybe you get really unlucky and they'll ask you to take off your shirt. So anyways, what you do is you've got this wallet in your pocket, and then you've got your money belt. I'm gonna put that on, and you'll see, if I put it on correctly, that it's really not obvious at all that I've got this money hidden underneath here. I actually have a pretty tight shirt on, but you see? No one can see that I'm wearing a money belt, right? So that's the trick. They pull out the knives, they pull out the gun, you hand them your wallet, you lose whatever you have in here, enough to last a couple days, so $30, depending on the country, $50. You lose a couple cards. It might be annoying. You have to go back to your gym and say, I lost my card or something, or you lose whatever gift card you got for Christmas or something like that. But at least you still have your passport, you have your bank cards, and you have whatever US dollars you carry around with you, which you should carry around with you. I might make an article about that, but you should probably have minimum couple hundred US dollars for a lot of different reasons. So if you found this video helpful, I wrote an article about how to use a money belt as well, which has some other thing. I go over a little bit more there. And I come out with a video like this at least one time per week. For now, it's just once a week, maybe more in the future. So subscribe and hit the notification bell.